Ian, you want to give the recap one more time?
Sure can. Give me a second. I'm about to cough. Okay. Goodness. Okay. All right. Last time on Ready to Roll. Our heroes rescue Cor Vit and Tatiana, then rush off to discuss their not-so-bright future with the Dark Priestess, while Tien has some secrets of his own. Will our friends come to terms with the problematic genes pushing blood through their veins? Do draconic goldfish make good party snacks? Find the answers to these questions and more right now on Ready to Roll. And hopefully everybody heard that.
It looks like we are having a bit of lag, as it looks like what we're having. So I think we are probably like a minute or two ahead of everyone. So we're just gonna go ahead with what we've got.
I would say to chat, refresh the page. I was able to do that, and it cut down the lag a lot. So just try and refresh the page.
Okay. Cool. Well, here we go. So we're gonna get started. So yeah, you guys are exactly where we left off. You are on the Dark Priestess's Isle of Sun Hollow. Not very sunny, to say the least. So yeah, with that, the Dark Priestess said, I'm gonna leave you guys to it for a bit. You know, if you have any, I'll come back later. If you have any questions, you'll come answer them then. But for now, you guys are kind of on your own. Free to explore the isle and see, do what you want. So, let's start with, Piotr. Do you have anything that you would like to do?
False alarm. Piotr. Well, who's around right now?
I mean, at this point, just you guys.
Cor Vit might have walked off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had been out talking to Tien, Iona, and Rayla, and then getting really upset at Tien. So I gotta get into that upset mindset right now. I gotta stop smiling. Okay. I'm mad.
Hey guys, isn't this cool?
Yeah, so I'm like out of the room. I'm out of the little cottage. What does the Dark Priestess have?
Yeah.
A mansion, a cottage,
a cabin.
Cabin. Okay.
Okay, so Piotr is just kind of pacing around, wondering, that's the word, aloud. So then, wait, so we thought that we were the champions of Silhana, and yet that's not true. So what does this mean? Do we not know? I don't know. Can we trust our perception of reality? I don't know.
You're actually expecting someone to answer.
I know. Who are you talking
sure.
to?
He's just talking to himself. So Piotr's just walking around talking to himself, kind of wondering aloud those things.
You thought you were the chosen of Silhana. I never thought I was, or that you were.
Cor Vit in the answer told us that. That's what they said. They said the Saints told them that.
Yeah, I mean, and if that's not true, then I don't know. It's like when you find out, oh crap, I was trying to lore break for a second here, but it's like when you find out all of a sudden that your parents are the ones that put the piece of oat under your pillow when you lose a baby tooth instead of that fey creature that they told you normally takes your tooth away. And
it's almost mic level.
I love that you substitute a quarter from the real world, which has real value, to an oat piece.
I know, a piece of oat.
Not like they have. It's like there's not money in this world at all, right?
No.
There's no such thing as money.
Gold for like a peasant child. Come on now.
You get copper pieces.
There's coppers and silvers.
It's oats
and
now.
electrum if people choose to use that.
That's so sad, Piotr. Your parents only gave you an oat? My mom always gave me a piece of candy. And yes, I always knew it was my mom.
Well, wouldn't giving you a piece of candy kind of, encourage more teeth to fall out of your skull?
You're assuming the science of dentistry is advanced in this world.
I'm just assuming
have, like higher levels of like teeth integrity because they have to keep them for a millennia.
Their teeth just constantly grow back like sharks.
Oh.
I love it. Shark elves. That's what I am. I'm a shark elf.
Shark elf. Ooh-ah. Anyway, and we were on, my family and I were on a farm. Physical money wasn't always something that was in abundance, but we always had oats and grains and sometimes strips of bacon, depending on when we had last slain a pig.
Okay, as charming as this anecdote is, excuse me, I'm shaken. What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say it's almost like I can't trust my own perception of reality because I was so sure that I knew what I was doing here and who I was doing it for, and that's been turned on its head.
I don't really feel that it matters very much. We're getting ordered around by one person or the other. And it doesn't seem like we have much choice in the matter either way. It's whether or not we're willing to do it or not. So...
I mean... yeah, I guess you have a point.
Is your willingness to stop a calamity different because you learn that someone else is on your side that you didn't expect?
A little. When that unexpected person is, Morpheus. I mean, aren't you a little... excuse me. Aren't you a little unsettled by our newly revealed ally?
Do I find her unsettling? Yes.
Do you find
Does it bother me that she wants to control us? Yes. But it also bothered me that with the idea of Silhana trying to order us around too. So...
maybe. I don't... Maybe I'm getting too lost in the weeds with the particulars of the matter.
Well, it might be good to know the particulars. Are we going to be expected to participate in their world destruction after this is over? Are we going to be forced to lead entire hordes of zombies against towns or something?
And
those particulars might be important to know.
Yeah. What are the moral implications of what we're doing? What are we doing? What will we be doing? What have we been doing?
Thought you were trying to stop some sacrifices and failing miserably.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing.
I put a lot of that on the fact that we had no guidance and no understanding of really what we were doing. So possibly this priestess is more willing to share, to actually give information that would be helpful. If she's going to be as cryptic as the saints are, then we're just going to fail, and there's really nothing we can do about that. But she seems fairly determined to succeed, so maybe we can extract more from her.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be our next step, right? Talk to her, see what she's all about, see what she wants with us, with the world.
Aren't the actual chosen of Silhana also trying to stop the end of the world? Do you not have any faith that they'll succeed?
Not really.
Didn't two of your friends join them?
Joined, were requested to join, dragged along, kidnapped. Just kind of how you look at it.
Joined is a relative term.
We assume they are with them now. We haven't heard anything.
Oh, I didn't know that the chosen of Silhana kidnapped people.
They were at least somewhat polite about it. To them, not to us.
I don't know, but at the end of the day,
I don't know. I guess, as far as I'm concerned or convinced at this point, there's not much we can do about what's happened, and there's not much we can do about what will happen until we talk to the priestess. I don't know. Do I worry? Should I? I'm gonna worry. I don't know.
How much are you willing to compromise? What could she ask of you that would be too much? What could she offer you that would be enough?
That's a good question. I don't. My whole life before a few months ago, before a plot appropriate amount of time ago, was dedicated to the perpetuation of order and civility, and I just can't see her being conducive to that end. But like I said, I don't know what to believe anymore sometimes.
Do you even want to try to stop this? It seemed like you could walk away a little bit. She could pick someone else that just happens to have the same blood as we do. It seems that if you don't want to, you could leave.
No, I don't know. I think I'm just catastrophizing at this stage. You know, I haven't talked
We
to
are
her.
facing cataclysmic and catastrophic events and possibilities, so
Yeah, good perspective. But I guess what I'm saying is, I'm assuming the answers to questions that I haven't even asked.
Also, you can keep doing what you're doing without joining forces with the Dark Priestess. You still have saints that talk to you and a Fey Lord, which you also shouldn't trust.
True. Very true. But I mean, I don't know. I guess this whole thing of just like the sudden paradigm shift, just I don't know. It's got my brain flipped upside down, and I don't know how to make heads or tails of this situation. But hopefully that'll become clear with time. What are your guys'
Fine for now?
thoughts?
Go ahead, Galena.
Oh, well, just because I could possibly have a dark dragon god for a great-grandfather, it doesn't change who I am. I'm still the same as I was yesterday.
Does it maybe explain, though, a little bit more who you are?
I've never questioned who I was. I went to school. I graduated. I've lived in a tower for 200 years. I've studied a lot. Did you know, in all of the history texts and religious scrolls that I've studied, they've never once mentioned that Morpheus had descendants. I find that very interesting.
You'd think that sort of thing would get mentioned.
Exactly.
And those kinds of people might be watched.
I think one of the bigger questions is, how could he possibly use magic? Is there a connection between that and us sharing the same blood where he could control us? If not, we really don't have anything to worry about. Unless you're going to let yourself be emotionally controlled.
Well, she has attempted several times to grab us and move us where she wishes. So, at least in some respects, she has some control over us. So I don't know if that's specific to us or she could do to anyone.
That is a good question we need an answer to.
But so it seems the two of you are not really wanting to participate or play along.
I wouldn't say that about myself at this point. I don't know. I just don't know what to think. I think, in a sense, I'm I don't know if grieving is the right word, but I'm just trying to I'm trying to grasp this situation, and it feels a bit sudden, and so I don't know. I just need to spill out all these words that are coming to my head, or to my mind, and hopefully something shakes out.
Well, if you three are going to continue to try and save the world, I'm certainly going to tag along because it's been interesting so far. But I don't see that means I need to sign a contract or make a deal or anything.
Is that the only thing that motivates you? Is that things are interesting?
I need the chance to gain more experience with spells and gain more knowledge. And
Why?
you can't just go flinging random spells at villagers. They get very upset about that. And so far, I've been able to battle a mimic ship and a shadow dragon and the stuff that was down in the tunnels.
But so you are strengthening yourself. What for? What is the purpose of that? Merely to have this knowledge and experience, or what? Do you have any use for it?
So that my mother will decide that I'm finally experienced and capable enough to help her with her work.
And what will that do?
I don't know. I don't know what she's working on exactly. I'm also getting tired of just staying put in the tower like a good girl.
Well, you've solved that issue. You're out of the tower now.
Yes, but I told her I'd go back in 3 years. Also,
Wow.
while we're on the subject, if you see a smallish elven woman that looks similar to me coming, Piotr, you should run, because she is not going to approve of you.
Why?
I just told you she's not going to approve of you. She's also very good at magic.
Oh, well, that's two things I know. Why won't she approve of me?
Have I not told you how she feels about bards?
Sorry, who are we? Are we referring to your mother?
Yes.
Oh, yes, your mother. Okay, I was like, is this like a random third smallish elven woman? Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
The nobles might not care that you've been sleeping on the couch in my room, but she will care.
Well, we could always not tell her if, the occasion were to occur that we met one another.
That's a good plan. Let's hope nobody else tells her.
I feel eventually that this issue is something that we must solve, unless the two of you really do wish to be together forever. Probably needs to get resolved.
Piotr, are you gonna live forever? I'm gonna live a long time, but I'm not gonna live forever.
No, I've got about 50 years left.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna outlive you.
We'll all be lucky if we live 5 more years.
Yeah, 50 years left, assuming I don't get a dagger between the ribs or something. A shield to the face. Who knows? There's a lot of variables.
An assassin in the night.
Falling off a balcony.
Karma, man.
I just had to say it.
What goes around? Never mind. I won't sing that song in case it's copyrighted. But so Galena, you're along for the ride mostly for experience and adventure, then?
And to learn more spells, yes.
Well, you're certainly capable. We've enjoyed your prowess in battle. You don't have any concerns one way or the other about, I guess, the external implications of the things we do on our little adventure?
You're trying to save the world. You don't plan to go around murdering small children, no?
No, that is, no. That is not in the plan.
Or old ladies. Burning down orphanages.
Hypothetically, it depends on the old lady, but hopefully not.
So, what should I be concerned about? You plan on doing something else evil?
No, but we did just find out, that we are
Oh,
kind
so
of
now,
in league with
now that
evil.
you found out, now you plan on doing something evil.
No, I hope not. I guess that is kind of clarifying. I guess my question is, what if... Good points, Galena. But what if we've already, unbeknownst to us, done evil things? Or brought evil things closer to fruition?
You worry about a lot of things.
Because he has done some evil in his past, he worries about it. Am I wrong?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would definitely say I've made mistakes.
Pushed a woman off a balcony who had done no harm to you. It's something that you dwell on and tortures you. We've all seen it. It is okay. Yeah. It is better to regret and dwell on the bad things you have done so you don't do them again. It would be more worrying if you blew it off and did not care. It's okay.
Look, I mean, there is no cell in my body that would change the things that happened that night if they could. There's no cell in my body that wouldn't change the things, the events that transpired that night, if they could.
Okay, good.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, she deserved to die.
Death is actually pretty cool.
Pretty rock and roll.
I'm glad that I caught that and went because the whole anyway. But for one thing, I can't. Nothing that I've encountered, no piece of knowledge has provided me the tools to be able to do that. And while that memory and that night haunt me, truthfully, the morality of that situation, I guess, is tricky for me. I mean, it's hard to explain. I never meant to kill Katya. I did. But it was so hazy. I don't know. I can't bring myself to assign blame to myself for that action. It's not in my nature. I'm not a murderer.
Not. You are not. You are an inspirational friend, someone who will help in a time of need. Down in the tunnel, when we encountered that thing, I have never, in so very long, been that afraid. It felt very much like the day that I fell into the canyon and almost drowned. The day my family was massacred in front of me. And I was paralyzed, I couldn't do anything. And I was ready to leave and abandon Cor Vit because I was too afraid to move. And you were the one who got me out of that. You have a very good heart, very good soul. So we'll do our best to fix things, but don't stress too much, I guess. And thank you for what you did.
Don't sweat it.
Oh, I will. Because if you had not been there, it would have been awful. Things would have turned out very differently for all of us.
Take it as hold on a second, out of character before I proceed. Piotr, oh wait, yeah, never mind, back in character. Take it as down payment for whenever people come for me. Hopefully I can count on you as well.
Of course. That's what I'm here for. So, should we go find Cor Vit? I haven't seen him in a little bit.
He has been out there for a while.
Last time he was gone this long, he was kidnapped.
Yeah, I guess we should make sure to avoid a repeat of that episode.
You hop up and go find Cor Vit.
All right, Cor Vit. So, have you been spending the entire time attempting to talk to your friends, or what have you been up to?
So I had a little bit of conversation with them, and then a conversation with Tian in the end of the last session did not take up this whole time. Cor Vit got really upset with him, and stormed off. So, Cor Vit is storming off by himself. And if he looks back and if like Rayla or Iona's like trying to follow, it's like, leave me. I need space. And he just goes. Although in mind, even though he's furious and confused, he does remember that he was just kidnapped. So he is trying to be a little more aware and kind of just wants to, go on a little walk, not go too far away from the cabin at all, but just look around. Is it just like, he's wondering if the cabin is the only building around, and if the island just looks, if there's any part of the island that looks a little brighter or a little less dark.
Nope. The cabin is the only building around. The whole island looks depressing.
It's for the themes, I guess. Dark Priestess, Dark Island. Sun Hollow doesn't fit. I don't know why she calls it that. After a few minutes of just walking and looking, and I try to find the least depressing thing or area I can find. Like, is there any that just looks a little less depressing than everything else?
I mean, everywhere you go, it's dead trees,
Okay.
Black grass. It's all pretty depressing, but I guess you can
Okay.
find a spot with a
It's
few less dead trees than everywhere else. But
in that case, I'll find a place that's a little. I was gonna say that has a little less foliage, a little less growth, just like a clearing of some sort, but maybe just a little bit out of eyesight of the cabin. And I'm going to try and having doubts, but really gonna try and reach out to Bronislav. Because I don't know if you can hear me or can answer anything while I'm on this island, but are you there? And I just wait for a few minutes.
wait for a few minutes. No. The response does come, but it is not from Bronislav. Eventually, you hear a voice from behind you say, "That won't work here, dearest." It's you turn and you see the Dark Priestess. Sasha is standing behind you. She's no longer in her Dark Priestess armor. She's actually just wearing kind of, the peasant girl stuff that you'd see when you first saw her the first time.
I gave her the gold.
Yep. So just regular, kind of like it's still very much in her colors. It's black, a black dress with a red vest and a red scarf up and over her head. She's standing next to the now returned to its normal form Shadow Dragon, just petting its nose. And she looks at you and says, "They don't have any power here. They can't get through. Otherwise, they just,
I figured. I thought I'd give it a shot. Asking some. You provided some difficult revelations that
Certainly.
I was hoping to get some more insight on from the other side of the. I don't know.
Why would they be able to give you insight? It's not they who chose you in the first place."
Well, about Champion of Morpheus, if that is true, you're correct. But I was born an Aesmer, so at some point they chose me, and so I wanted to hear more from them.
I don't quite understand what being a dragon touched means, do you?
I've chosen by touched and given power or ability to help others more than what is typical, or I don't know.
All being a dragon touched means that there's some blood in you. And all someone has to do is flip the switch. And she snaps her fingers and you feel all your dragon touched blessings leave. And then she snaps her fingers again and you feel them come back. It's just a simple switch, my dear. You just happen to have been born with it on.
How could you do that?
I'm the Dark Priestess.
What does the Dark Priestess mean?
How do you think your friend Tian's the way he is? All I had to do was flip his switch, change it from Silhana to Morpheus.
Yeah, and somehow you changed his outlook of life, of wanting to destroy life instead of protect it like he's always done.
Well, it wasn't an instantaneous change. It was more of a... It took a little bit of convincing. It was either help me and let your friends die, or you all die, or they all died anyway. When push came to shove, chose to help. Just so his friends would live.
I get that part. To be honest, I kind of do. The part I don't understand is how he can say he'll help you, but still have such conviction of the same beliefs of wanting to destroy everything that you have, essentially. But he never had that before.
Me and him have been doing quite a bit of talking. It's amazing what happens when you just have months and months to talk. Even the strongest of beliefs whittled down and worn away. This world, the only way to save it from the ever-encroaching onslaught of the Skrull is to destroy it. First, we need to get the Skrull off. That's what we're going to be doing. But then afterwards, we're going to destroy it. Otherwise, what do you want to know what the Skrull will do to this world?
Destroy it? Possibly. Almost the same thing that you want to do?
You will be turned into cattle. You will serve to feed endless hordes of the Skrull as they continue onto other worlds, conquer them. You will feed their armies. It is a fate worse than death. Now, Silhana and those that she follows believe that if we can find the strength to defeat the Skrull, push them back, Morpheus and those he follows, they know better. You want to see this world become a feeding ground for those monsters, where your family, your children, your descendants, just their only purpose in life will be to strengthen the Skrull war machine, to serve as cattle and fodder for their armies? That's what awaits you if we let Uxthav come back to life. And that's what awaits you if we don't put Silhana's foolish crusade to rest.
Let me ask you something. So, I mean, the answer to your question is no, I don't want to be cattle or food or whatever to those creepy bugs. And sure, I could believe that it's worse than death. But what you're offering in return is literally nothing. Is having nothing. The destroying everything. And so is that the solution? It's just like, okay, nothing, or being fed to creepy bugs.
If the Skrull have nothing to feed on, the Skrull will cease to exist. Everything will be at
And then
balance
what's
once
left?
again.
Nothing. Nothing's left. Nothing's worth surviving that.
And in my opinion, now the opinion of our friend Tian, and in the opinion of Dark God Morpheus, that's better than having this dark, evil, worse than us, worse than me, evil force just rampaging across the universe, the multiverse, and eating and devouring everything in its path. Wouldn't you rather that there be nothing than everything be consumed?
I'd rather have something to fight for. I'd rather have something to live for.
I see that.
Do you really fight for nothing? Is that what you fight for? You
I
fight to have nothing.
I fight that one day there may be nothing. Yes.
That is sad, and I'm sorry.
You're welcome to think that it is sad, but I think that it is the only solution. We are welcome to disagree, and at some point in the future, our two ideologies will go to war with one another. See who wins.
Fair.
But until that time, you will use the strength that the blood of the dark god Morpheus that runs through you. You'll use that strength to stop Uxthav from coming back to life. You must have already noticed that you have, even with little to no training, your magical abilities have surpassed that of those who've trained in this school of sorcery for years. Your friend Tian is an ASMR dragon touched himself, but your strength is beyond his. You're not normal. Even for a dragon touched, not normal. I'm not saying that you have to agree with my ultimate goal. That fight is centuries away. You will be long dead by the time that fight comes. But all I'm asking for is that at this moment, you use the power given to you by your blood to stop Uxtov. And you can use whatever moral high ground, whatever rationalization you want to for this. But just know that your power comes from evil. Some of it, at least. Those pesky saints of yours are providing you with a great deal of power, but the fact that you're able to be above and beyond most mortals comes from the blood that runs within your veins.
What really pisses me off about all of this is the fact that I thought I just had made my decision. I'd just chosen, alright, I'm gonna, work with the Saints, with Bronislav, and trust in him and kind of work together. As I'm sure you already know, since you have so much wisdom, it casts aside Eladin, Fey Lord of some kind. And now I'm back to it, having to believe and trust that Morpheus is the power that I get my abilities from.
Your abilities very much do come from the Saints, but the blood of Morpheus that runs through you enhances it, makes it stronger. You must have noticed it throughout your journey. As you've been traveling, your magics and your skills have become greater. Been able to do things beyond the ken of mortals. It will take time, but the blood of Morpheus that runs through you will allow you to excel and become even stronger than the Saints themselves, if you so desire. The best part of it is you don't even have to do something murderous like push a woman off the balcony to tap that power. You simply just have to continue doing what you're doing. If you decide you want to be a goody two-shoes and live the life that Silhana wants you to and go and rest in the embrace of her wings in the afterlife, I could care less. Morpheus has thousands of children out there that will return to rest in his embrace when time is done. Silhana has none.
So why us?
Because you're the ones.
You said you have many options. You could cast us aside and.
Because you're the ones who are manifesting. You are the ones who are showing that through experiences that have had their powers tapped into, and that the blood is actually working within you and enhancing you. I could awaken some others, but it would require me to put them through some trauma that I frankly don't want to organize.
That's nice.
No, I just have better things to do with my time. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy seeing suffering. I would.
You seemed nice at first. When I first met you, you seemed like a kind person, showing us the way.
Don't take...
There's some good in you, right? Helping us out. Helping us survive. To prevent this calamity.
I'm preventing this calamity so that way I can end this world on my terms. Don't mistake my survival instincts for goodness.
Is it?
I would happily fillet the flesh from your skin and serve it in a stew of puppies if I needed to. But I need you alive.
I glance over to the shadow dragon. One big puppy you got there. Well, I definitely don't want this world to host all those creepy looking bugs, creatures, whatever they are. Scrawl. But what would it do to us? And maybe this is something that you should tell all of us.
What do you mean? It would depend on
How
you.
How would...
If Piotr continues down the path he is continuing down, he's not going to survive very long. He is down a path of self-destruction that Silhana herself might not even be able to save him from. If you continue down your path, having changed, changed from Eladin to the serving the saints, I see a long, fulfilling life before you. Galena is very much on track to earning her mother's approval and becoming the most powerful archmage that this world has ever seen. Jelania, though, of course, is limited in her choices because of the sins of her fathers. Not my favorite thing that Silhana has ever done. But if she chooses to work with me, we can figure something else out. It doesn't have to be restricted to one of two paths. We could find other places to be. She continues down the way she's going, she's not, well, she's on a good path. She'll find happiness. Maybe not pure joy that she would, but I'm afraid Jelania's too broken at this point to ever find pure joy.
What breaks you can make you stronger.
Oh, certainly.
That's what you've been doing to us.
It was imperative that she fall out that window and that she meet that witchy half-elf in the woods. I would not be able to use Jelania if she was the weakling that she was growing up to be. She needed to be tempered and broken so that way she could be made stronger. I don't deny that. Just like you needed to kill everyone in that monastery. Just like Piotr needed to push Katya off the balcony.
Breaks us makes us stronger, but there's never a need to break something.
That's what you think. And you're welcome to think of that. Helene is an interesting case. She did not require near as much trauma as the rest of you did to get to where. But, Helena is... She just simply needed to feel the death of a father. That took some orchestrating. 200 years I've been working on that particular.
You know, for all your nice outward countenance, I will say your fashion sense needs a little bit of updating. And you do great prep talks. So, Thank you.
Very welcome. I would not judge your friend Tian so harshly if I were you. He did what he did to save his friends.
And that I understand, as I've said. But you have him in the palm of your hands. And let's just say I'm a little irked at that.
Tian and I have very much been enjoying our time together.
Your island needs more color, just so you know. You need some flowers or green on the trees.
It used to. It used to be the most beautiful place on this world.
Mm.
But then the greed, envy of man came and I changed. I used to welcome all to live here. Heard my tales. The Maiden of Sun Hollow. But it was the greed and envy of man that made me realize that Morpheus was right. He came to me after I watched this place be ravaged of everything that made it beautiful. I knew what I had to do. And one day you might too. I don't expect you to like me, Cor Vit. I only expect you to obey and to do what needs to be done. That's a problem. I can find others.
We'll see. I think I've been away from my companions for a little too long. Hopefully they're not worried that I've been kidnapped again.
Oh, they're probably looking for a point.
Can we like walk up at that point? It's like perfectly timed.
Yeah, we can say that you guys are approaching to this point.
Found you.
Hey.
Having a nice chat.
It was quite
Oh.
enlightening.
A chat it was. A chat it was. With things I did not need to know. Ugh.
Anything you care to share, or maybe
No,
amongst
not
different company?
yeah, let's I think we need to just talk more. I look over at the Dark Priestess, like, lead the way to your hovel.
Not a hovel. It's a cabin. Worked very hard to build that, thank you.
How old are you?
I am thousands of years at this point. I've lost count.
So what are you?
Alright.
Are you something like the Saints? Or something like an elf? Something else entirely? Are you a zombie?
I was human at one point. Close proximity to a god, as the saints found out, changed someone. I'm very much akin to what your saints are.
So does that restrict you to the same rules that they have, where you can't actually tell us anything of use?
Oh, they couldn't tell you of anything of use because you weren't actually playing for their team. I can tell you much more. Give you more correct instructions. Like I was just telling your friend Cor Vit. You don't have to like me. I just ask that you obey.
Why wouldn't they tell us
You weren't playing.
if we weren't playing for their team?
They couldn't tell you. They couldn't give you instructions or commands. You weren't their soldiers, their pawns to play with. It'd be like playing a game of chess and you moving your opponent to pieces. Wouldn't be very sporting, would it? Because even while this war is going on, we are preparing for our next. The one when Morpheus and Silhana will fight again, and we'll finally decide who has true mastery over this world.
So I do have a question about that. If we want to help to take down this other being, is that an official declaration that we're on your side for all eternity? Will we then be tied to your god forever? Is it a job by job sort of thing?
I was just having a similar conversation with Cor Vit. No. You are welcome to go follow Silhana and her preachy teachings if you so desire. Go live in the embrace of her wings in the next life if you so wish, but that is your choice. Just all that is your power, your strength comes from the blood of the dark god that flows within you. It is only, it's active. You must have noticed it over the past few months. You're becoming stronger and stronger. Did you think it really was just training or a strict diet? Your strength comes from, comes from the blood within you. So no, by following me, you're not bound to Morpheus. But it does give you another option if you don't like what's presented to you. It is quite late. Would recommend probably getting some sleep. We can have more discussion in the morning. We'll find rooms for you in the cabin. Need anything? All you have to do, say my name.
Okay.
That leads you into the cabin where you find, several rooms prepared for each of you. It even has a room prepared for Piotr and Galena that has 2 beds. So that way you're able to meet with your demands.
Like couples rooms
So-
in a 1940s TV show. 2 twin beds.
So thoughtful.
I am not sleeping in a room by myself tonight.
I'm sure that, if you wanted, I could keep you company, Cor Vit.
Get out of here, please. Don't make me do something I might regret. Actually, I wouldn't regret that. Never mind.
But you'd probably be dead, so maybe you would.
You guys mind if I join you?
Who is he talking to?
All of you at once. He's just so he is so uncomfortable by he's like, can I someone please?
I'm used to having someone on my couch.
I'll sleep on the floor. There's nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, just make it a slumber party, I guess.
I mean, I don't really love the idea of being on my own either.
Join us.
Yeah.
Let's make a blanket fort.
All right.
That's so incredibly whimsical in this horrible place.
You all
I'm afraid it would catch on fire or crumble to ash.
You all going to sleep? Don't have anything they want to do before they go to night? Go to sleep.
Anything we need to
Go
talk about?
tonight.
How much of the stuff that Cor Vit talked about is he gonna tell us?
Great question. I'm gonna tell pretty much all of it, minus the implications of how she and Tina spent their time. And I think he's pretty much telling. Yeah, I think he's just kind of explains the whole conversation. He also tells you all that he was trying to reach out to Bronislav, and that's when she appeared, saying that he has no power here. So, yeah, which I guessed might happen. So we're on our own.
Are you gonna even reveal the fact that it's implied that the Dark Priestess had something to do with Galena's father's death?
And everyone else's trauma?
Yes, Cor Vit would tell all of that. But so she talked about all of us and how she has a nefarious hand in all of our lives.
What kind of a hand?
Just encouraging all of these traumas that befell us. She didn't go into tons of detail about you, Piotr, but she said whatever path you're on is going to lead you to destruction. I don't know what that means. I know she said she had a hand of you had to have that trauma and go meet that jump in the canyon and have that experience. Told me I had to have killed everyone at the monastery. And mentioned Galena, your father had to die. And that she had been working on you for 200 years.
So it was her. Not the Profane Guard.
So it would
It was
seem.
them being manipulated by her. Led right to our doors.
So it would seem. As far as she led on.
I'm going to kill her.
So,
I think you're behind me. Trust me, there's Ugh.
And she tells you this and still expects you to play along?
I don't know if we could do a single thing to her. She says she can just find someone else if we don't obey.
And else that she will manipulate and torture into being whatever vessel she needs.
Yeah.
Jelenia fully retreats into herself and becomes very quiet and very still. There's just at the corners of her eyes just slight tears.
so what do we do?
I still, despite what she believes and what she wants to do, her end goal, we don't have to help her with destroying the world. Of that, she told me that's not what we're here for. She just wants to use us to defeat this threat from the Scrawl.
How much? Sorry, go ahead.
And I wasn't going to stop that. I wasn't gonna stop trying to prevent that from happening. But I'm also not gonna help her destroy the world after. Were you saying, Piotr?
How? I don't know. I feel like this it changes the calculus in a way. What? Even if we're not directly aiding in her ultimate goals, what if helping her now is necessary for her to destroy the world or whatever it is she's planning on doing?
The scary thought. But she says she's fighting for nothing. She's fighting literally to destroy the world, to have nothing. And yeah, I don't want to be fodder to the scrawl and be... She described us as cattle to feed them. I don't want that either, of course. But having something to fight for, like, fighting for nothing? Like, at first she's fighting to save this world so then she can destroy it. I just don't see how us stopping the scroll now is gonna help her destroy it, other than, oh, she can't destroy it because of the scroll. I don't know. That makes no sense. I don't know. I think we just need to know what she wants us to do before we actually
Make a decision.
make a decision, yeah. But I will fight to protect. I will fight to have peace and a home.
Peace is good. I agree.
Orbit grabs one of the pillows off the bed and sits down on the ground. Just kind of closing and unclosing, clenching and unclenching his fists on the pillow.
Alright. Y'all going?
Yep.
Piotr.
Oh no.
Dreams. Sleep as rest as has been for a long time now is pitiful. You find yourself again on that familiar staircase walking up to the balcony. You approach and the usual Katya's back. However, this time it's not standing, like hands are on the railing, and as you approach, she actually turns around and looks at you. Says, "Are you ready to do this once again?"
To do what? What do we do? I don't have a choice, do I?
The past is the past. It's already been written. You've already pushed me over this balcony. You relive it in your nightmares every night. I wanted to make certain like this time you felt prepared for it.
As prepared as I'll ever be.
Ask
How are you, Katya?
as well as can be, knowing that I'm about to be pushed off the side of a balcony. Death. Why, Piotr?
Why?
Why did you kill me? I was so young. I had so much to live for. So much I wanted to accomplish. I was going to get married. And you just decided to push me over the edge?
No, I
Then
didn't
why?
I didn't decide to push you. It happened, and as incontrovertibly tragic and final as that is, like you said, it's the past. It can't be changed.
And so that's it. It's fine. It's the past, so that means it doesn't matter anymore?
No, it's not fine. What do you want from me?
I'm not real, Piotr. I'm a figment of your imagination, your dream. What do you want from yourself? Why, today of all days, did you decide that suddenly I was going to begin talking to you? You might not know it on on the conscious level, but your subconscious level clearly has something that you want to work out. And is trying to use me as the medium for that.
I don't know. We were friends, I guess.
So friends push each other off balconies. Could you go try that with Cor Vit? Or better yet, Galena, that would solve your problems, right? If she was dead, you wouldn't have to worry about this headache that you get every time, right?
No. Listen. You know, I know, you are me, supposedly. You know, as well as I know, we know, that if there were any way possible that I would go back and change what happened. But at this point, that night, those events, those circumstances are unfortunately set in stone. And at this point, what I need to do is to be able to get over what I cannot change.
So that's it. You just want to get over it and move on? How is that fair to me? What about what I was going to be? I was going to be a wife. I was probably going to be a mother. I was going to be a diplomat who could possibly have changed the world and brought a new era of peace about. But we'll never get to find that out now, will we, Piotr? You will never know what I could have been.
I guess not. What would you have me do?
What would you
There's
have
nothing.
yourself do?
I don't. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing in my power that can change your state.
Then find something that awaken that. We're gonna take our 5-minute break here, guys. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes as we take care of various things real quick. So yeah, don't go anywhere, as stuff is just getting good. We'll be back and see you in a bit. Thanks, guys. And welcome back, everybody. We have returned with the rest of our session tonight. We'll just pick up right where we left off. Piotr, you've woken up in a cold sweat. The rest of you are waking up in a normal amount of sweat, in a normal temperature of sweat.
Ew.
Is it like hot on this island? Is it cold? Like it's gloomy, but like is it?
It's a normal
humid?
average temperature.
Is the comforter too thick? What's going on?
Should have the AC turned way up or something?
Regular temperature, but but you basically you all awaken from your long rest. You smell the smell of something coming from the kitchen.
Ah, I'm not used to floors still. Ah. You
Hopefully
hear
you
Corvit's
won't have to
back
get
pop
used
a
to
bit.
it.
Ah,
Hopefully
yeah.
you won't need to get used to it, but who knows what awaits us.
You think I would be after all these months of traveling on the road and stuff? Nope, still don't like it.
I don't think anyone likes it.
Well, Ian used to.
He
But-
liked sleeping on the floor, or he
Oh.
chose to so that you wouldn't
He-
have to.
No, he did do that, but he was just used to it. He didn't care. He was like, oh, it's as comfortable place as anywhere else to him. Now Iona, though, you think I'm a bad complainer? Iona, he complained a lot. So yeah, that'll good times then, and now here we are trying to save the world.
Forced into it, more like.
Well,
Like we're not even real people. I know I've said this before, but the fact that people like her think that they can, take an entire person's life and destroy it and turn it upside down just to craft something that they like better. A sharper dagger. I will kill this woman. I don't know how, and it will probably take my life as well, but at the very least, it is a little bit liberating.
what way?
I thought it was my fault that Svetla turned into what she did. But it was because I wasn't there for her the way she was for me, that she had no one to talk to or vent to about the things she was going through, and so it turned inwards and changed her. Even if I had, though, the witch downstairs would have saw to it that it happened anyway. There's nothing I could have done. And at least that is some comfort. And it's pathetic that that is a comfort.
I'm sorry it felt that way.
When people around us get hurt, we usually feel bad about it. And we think it's our fault. You felt the same. I'm not special.
You're right. I just, sorry you felt that way. That's not a feeling that I am fond of remembering and still struggle with.
Sorry I brought it up.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think all of us, at some point in our lives, we all have pain and break a little bit. But if anything, it hopefully makes us a little more compassionate to others, to each other. Because heck, just
Maybe.
thinking about what we've all been through together and trying to imagine myself going through it by myself, I would lose my mind. I wouldn't just crack from stress and pressure. I would break and wouldn't recover, wouldn't be able to function. So I guess I'm trying to say is just selfishly, I'm glad I'm not alone in all of this. But I have you, all of you.
We're glad to have you too. Or I am.
Oh, thanks, Piotr.
At least that's a good thing that's come out of it.
There we go. I would say that is probably the best thing that's come out of it, is being able to meet you. And especially grateful to have met Galena, because I think she saved our butts more times than we can count ever since meeting you. Like, what, a couple weeks ago? Something like that? How long has it been? Is it like 2-3 weeks since we found Galena?
3, 4.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not good with time.
A plot appropriate amount of time.
No, we know this. We know.
Well, you
It's
do.
something
Galena
like
actually
2 or 3
doesn't.
weeks, I think. I think it's like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, I think it's 2 to 3 weeks, so.
It's actually a little under 2.
If that.
Under 2 weeks.
Ah, that's why we're not as close. It's not. It's been like 10 days, maybe 12.
Somehow you've been dragged into all this with us, Galena, and yet you seem to have the most calm head out of all of us sometimes.
Am older?
Fair. Fair.
I'm pretty sure I know who I am at this point.
That's a surprise to me, as we all just learned yesterday that we are different people than we thought.
Are you, though?
Children of a dark god. Pawns of a priestess.
Do you want to be her pawns?
Nope.
Don't think
It
so.
matters.
I mean, yeah. Don't know if it matters, but. Solana, you don't want to be, right?
And don't be.
No.
How?
If we aren't, then she'll choose someone else.
And make her think you are, but don't be.
I don't think I have that kind of deception ability. Charisma's
What's
not
your
that
charisma modifier?
high. Actually, I think it's like a +2. I'm not bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, out of everybody, Galena's the one that's gonna fail at deceiving people.
Yeah.
She has confidence.
But if she knows our lives inside and out, like it seems that she does, in order to have manipulated us this far, it probably doesn't matter whether we try to deceive her or not. She's going to know.
So you
And it doesn't
believe
matter.
that she really was able to do all the things she says. You trust her and believe what she says.
No. I don't know what I believe or what I trust.
I wouldn't say I trust her. I do not trust her. That's for sure. I know that. Believe. Not completely, but also like, I don't know. With the weirdness that's happened to us the past however long, I would think there could be some truth to it, so don't know. But Servant of the Dark One, don't trust him. I definitely don't.
But yeah, that doesn't sound all that bad. Pretend to be on the same side, find a good moment to stab her in the throat. Sounds great. At least she's willing to tell us what we can do.
Yeah.
I'm quite
and
tired
we-
of flailing in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's a. Yeah, I guess some direction would be good. Who knew we'd have to step into the dark to shine some light on our paths?
Deep.
Ever the
I
Bard.
know. I was like, oh, this is good. I want to say it.
Wow. Okay.
Should we go let her know our decision and
Well,
get
let's say-
some orders?
Let's hear her out first, you know? Then we'll be like, okay, we can do this. I ain't promising anything up front to her.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have questions. Let's put it that way. I'm tentatively willing to work with her, but that depends on what she says, what she wants us to do.
Hopefully
Yeah.
she doesn't poison us with breakfast.
Just don't eat it.
I'm
I forget
starving.
you. Yes, I forget
I've
you
had
have not passed so much of your
nothing.
life having to skip a meal.
I haven't eaten in so long.
I'm not calling you fat, by the way. That's not what I'm saying.
You see these rolls? I know. I'm working on them, okay?
All right, canonically, Cor Vit has love handles. Everybody write it down. Add that to the fan art. Add that to the character art.
You know why I wear so many layers? Is to hide what I really look like underneath.
Well, then
I
you
just
should
thought
wear
you were an
black instead
onion.
of blue. It's very slimming.
Alright, next time when we get back. Actually, next time I actually have money. Because I am broke right now, guys. I've got 3 gold in my pocket right now. So. Anyway, so
Breakfast?
breakfast.
Yep, let's do it.
I was gonna say
I'm not
that.
eating any of it.
Do we
Sitting right
have
there.
food on us that we brought with us?
Not like you're expecting to go majorly traveling and you're probably going to be the only food you have for several hours.
Okay.
So it, at first glance, it just looks like simple, plain breakfast. You smell bacon, eggs, cooked in various different manners. There's glasses of milk for all of you, bowls of oatmeal. Like a decent breakfast. It's not, overly crazy or fancy, but a decent, normal looking breakfast.
Are we the only ones there?
No.
In the room.
Rayla, Tian, and Iona are there. They are their breakfast.
Are Tian and the Dark Priestess holding hands under the table, maybe?
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
definitely not.
Dang it.
Nod to Iona and Rayla.
They
Alright.
nod to you.
Awesome. Do you guys feel funny after eating breakfast?
Been eating breakfast here for months now. Haven't felt anything.
So you've
Think
just been
over.
here for a month?
Months
Doing what?
recovering. And we covered your exit. We're pretty brutally beaten and hurt.
She couldn't use her magic to restore you perfectly in a day? Oh wait, I forget. She wants people to suffer.
Don't ever forget that. Forget that, dear. Suffering.
Oh, don't call me dear.
I'll call you whatever I want to. And you'll...
Who's saying? Who's speaking? By the way,
It's the Dark Priestess at this point.
Oh,
Okay, no.
I will call
Who's
you
talking
whatever I want to call you, and you will take it. That understood?
Understood.
Please, eat. I'm not going to poison you. Why would I poison the people who I need for my objectives? And don't think that any of your conversations here have been private. Everything you've said since the moment you...
That's not. Doesn't
good.
go
Were you
along.
expecting anything different?
Well, I mean, I was, but I feel stupid for. Yeah.
Don't worry. You get used to it. No, you don't.
There will be no there will be no deception. There will be no deceiving me to convince me that you're working for me when you're really not. I'm not asking that you become a terrible, awful person like I am. I'm simply asking that you use the powers granted to you by the blood of my god to prevent a terrible, something much worse than what I am from waking up. That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying that you need to convert to Morpheus worship, that you need to become paladins or clerics in his name. I don't say use the power that he's giving you to put a stop to something.
But you have other goals.
Oh, I do.
Does your success in this area not lead into successes elsewhere?
Of course. It's a long game. I can't do what I want to do if I let Uxthav wake up. That's simple. Yes, will you be helping me in my long-term goals? Yes, of course, but I'm not asking you to kill a puppy or kick a child.
And with the puppies.
No, we're just helping you in some, maybe small way, get closer to realizing puppy kicking and child whatevering by yourself.
Yes. But don't forget that your goddess has her champions out doing things. And they are just as aware of the fact that we are, big game, trying to get our pieces into place, as I am.
And
All
why
of
aren't we out aiding them instead of you?
Because unlike your goddess, I don't have churches everywhere around the globe. It's a lot more difficult for my people to talk, particularly when the cult that I spent years building up was perverted to become the cult of the Dark One and Uxthav. And I don't have the mass following and the organization that Silhana does. They can go into any church that they want and get instructions. You are less able to do that. Unless you
What,
happen
are we
to
going
have
have
found
to come
a
back
chapel, I
here
don't know.
every time?
No, that's what That's what Captain Leodov will be for.
Call me obstinate, but I fail to see how your, shall we call them, organizational woes are any of our problems.
Because it wasn't like you could go into a church and pray and get an answer. That answer your question?
And you're saying that now you can stand in that place to provide those answers?
I can provide all the answers and instructions that you need for the moment now. In the future, I will, now that we've had initial contact, it will be much easier to provide those instructions.
So where is it you're sending us off to?
First things first, you need to make sure a wedding happens. You need to go to the wedding of Arkady, make sure that it goes fine. But more importantly, there is a plot. And the plot is to cause the death of the Archmatriarch. And I, as much as I would love to see it, we can't have the Church Silhana in a praised, electoral race for whoever's going to be the next Archmatriarch. Can't afford that at this time. Need the stability provided by a strong head. So as much as I despise it, I need you to save her life. After that, you need to head to Vinhelm, where the next sacrifice is set to take.
So many
Okay.
questions.
Extra details on all of these. Who is planning to kill the Archmatriarch?
It's
I
my
don't-
father,
Like a
isn't
name.
it?
I don't know. I'm not omniscient. If it would be no challenge, no growth. I'm not omniscient. I don't know who's trying to kill the Archmatriarch. I just know that someone is.
So helpful.
Would you rather that I just let you stumble around across the continent blindly like you've been doing for the past few months? You really need to
Would
learn
you
a
rather
little...
us do that?
No, I wouldn't. Which is why I'm telling
Okay.
you what to do. You need to learn a little gratitude.
Do I?
Yes. She holds out her hand and she squeezes and needs you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna roll my big fatty dice that I just got. It might be super loud. Hang on, I'll mute. Wisdom. Probably not great. Oh, that's a 12.
It was a 12, you said?
Mm-hmm.
You take 40 points of psychic damage. Just feel
Oh,
pain that just course through your body.
4-0?
4-0. And she looks, she
First-
says, learn respect or I'll replace you.
How are you supposed to gain our respect when we know you've caused the suffering in our lives?
I'm not
Like-
asking you to respect me in an honorable way. I'm asking you to respect me in the fact that I am the one who's giving you the orders.
We're here, we're listening.
Then have your...
We've
and-
had the exact same type of instructions before, or similar to it. Go do this, but we don't know who's the problem. So we're frustrated because we're hoping for a bit more.
When I have more information, I will provide it to you. Trust me, it's just as irritating for me to not know what's going on. But I only can do so much. I'm powerful, not omniscient. When you arrive at Vinhelm, if I can proceed without any other instructions, interruptions, Leodov will give you more instructions as to what you need to do, but your primary concern needs to be saving the Archmatriarch.
Let's go save a matriarch.
All right. After looking at Jelania, seeing if she's able
Probably
to...
like blood coming out of the corners of my eyes or something. Just like, that was a lot.
Sacrifices, how many have been done?
3. Just the 3 you know of. Right? Am I doing my math right? Yeah, just the 3 you know of. The rest of them are in progress. It's part of the rules. They can't complete a sacrifice unless there's an opportunity for interference.
Weird. Weird rules.
So which one is happening in Vinhelm?
That I would be more than happy to tell you. Once I pull up that
Kind of like
notes.
glance around at everybody else like, great.
The one set in Vinhelm is the sacrifice of flesh.
What does that entail?
You say it's a pig we have to save.
I don't know what it entails. It's not my sacrifice.
Wasn't it you that wrote them?
No. Why would I write a book on how to bring Uxthav back to life? It was just... Do you realize that the whole purpose of the profane cult guard has been corrupted? Even, its purpose was to eventually bring my, lord back to existence, but consciousness, but the Uxthav has corrupted it and changed some of the very natures and doctrines that it believes in. I don't hold any sway or control over the Profane Guard.
Gotcha. See, out of character. That's a thing that I was like, I thought she wrote all this stuff to get Morpheus to come back, and they were just like, oops, it's actually the wrong dude in the cage. But the lock and key are still the same.
That's fair. I mean, we hadn't ever had any discussion otherwise, so that was 100% reasonable to believe.
Okay.
Yes. The sacrifice of flesh is what will happen next. Once you have taken care of that, then we will continue on. First, as much as I don't want it, we do need the help of Silhana to be able to prevent Uxthav from coming back. And her church in disarray will prevent that from happening. I do know that the person seeking to murder the Archmatriarch is not doing it by my command, nor by the command of the Profane Guard. They have nothing to do with this. He's simply a greedy man who's doing it of his own accord, to see his own wishes fulfilled.
I think I know who it is. But if I said it, you wouldn't be able to confirm, would you?
I don't know who it is. Just things about him.
Anything else about him?
He's very powerful. More powerful than you imagine, or even are aware of. He has his fingers in every inch of Mordviran politics. He even has a few others under his sleeve.
Look down the table at my friends. Iona, does that sound like anyone you know?
Your dad?
Yeah. Gosh. He might as well have told me that he was trying to kill the Archmatriarch. He wants me to be the heir and won't take no for an answer, and she won't say yes. She won't take Tatiana out of her inheritance.
Well, then, if you're...
And my father fits all that description, too. I mean, he's got fingers everywhere. Spies, influence.
If you're certain that it is your father, then I would put a stop to him.
Could be someone else, but he fits it quite well. And he would not be opposed to her untimely demise.
Before you leave this island, I do have some gifts to impart to you. First, a gift is... Well, they are some magical items that I'd like you to use in your adventures. She...
Gifts of Galadriel. Here we come.
Definitely not the gifts of Galadriel.
Do I get like the light potion thing?
No, you get the lock of her hair.
Yeah. No. I did not need to
Tian
remember
gets
her. I did not need reminding.
So she reaches under the table and pulls out two things. The first thing that she pulls out is a set of bracers. The bracers they're bronze bracers, but carved into them you see what looks like a bullseye carved into the top of them. A very fancy elven-styled bullseye, but a bullseye nonetheless. She sets them on the table. These are bracers of accuracy. They will, allow you to be more able to strike your foes better. They'll guide your attacks. With a bow and arrow, or even if it be slinging a ball of fire at someone. The next thing, and she pulls out a set of leather armor that's inscribed on its edges with some draconic runes. This is armor that allows you to resist the touch of death itself. Basically, that means it's armor of resistance versus necrotic damage. These are the only two artifacts that I currently have in my possession that I'm willing to part with. So I would divide them amongst yourselves and who you desire them to go to. They are yours to use and to keep. It's a sign of goodwill.
Thank you. I glance over at Jelani at Piotr and Galena guys, don't make her hurt or kill any of us. But
These will be helpful.
Thank you, I guess.
You're
Or
very
these just
welcome.
allow you to listen to us while we're gone.
I think she can do that anyway, so
I was just curious.
doesn't.
Once you're off this island, I won't be privy to all your conversations. My reach is limited outside of Sun Hollow. On Sun Hollow, nothing you do.
How much can you hear of what we do?
Outside of Sun Hollow? Enough. It depends on where you are, what you're doing. the other interferences that might be in the way. That's why most of my communications will come through Captain Leodov, as he and I have a little bit more of a direct relationship. If he's not available, Tian will be delivering my message.
Or are they coming with us too?
Yes, they've been here long enough. They are needed back on the mainland.
What will you have Tian be doing in the meantime?
Whatever I need him to. He'll be running around, being my good little soldier, taking out different targets that I can't afford to send you guys to.
Just take care of when you listen in. I do have a, as you've been calling it, a boy toy, so carefully don't walk in on anything awkward.
I could care less.
Good to know.
Your boy toy, Antivin, is of very little importance in the grand scheme of things. I could care less if he lives or dies. And besides, even if he did die, he would be very easily replaced in your heart, would he not?
You know much about my heart.
I think I know more than you think. But if you have no further questions, Captain Leodov is waiting you to take you back to the mainland. And be aware, time works differently here than it the rest of the world.
How long have we been here? In the real world.
In the rest of the world, about a week and a half or so.
So it's wedding time then. Great.
No.
You can skip all those awkward moments with your father and brother.
Tatiana's gonna kill me.
Can't imagine either she or Antvin are too excited about this.
Yeah. Okay. I slide the leather armor and bracers over to Piotr. Like, hey, put these in the bag. That fits everything. And
Puts them in the bag as they disappear into wherever those things go.
I turn back to the Dark Priestess. Ask her. What of Rayla and Iona?
They're going with
Do
you.
you have any charge to... I understand that. Do they have any charges or anything that you've
I have no use.
required of them?
The only reason that they're here is as part of the agreement of getting Tian's cooperation. They're leaving with you, and I have no use for them. Do with them what you will. If it was me, I would probably leave them on an island between here and the mainland and forget about them. But
Yeah. You know, you really got to start thinking about others more. That might help you, you know.
I thought about others more. That's what caused my island to become the way it is. I shared openly with those that I thought were friends. They betrayed my trust. I'm older than you, by thousands of you. Don't tell me what I should and shouldn't do. I've made up my mind.
Oh, that is true. You know much more. 2 cents as a parting gift. Stop calling yourself evil and wicked.
I am what I am. Made.
Put
I
people
just-
off.
What did you say?
It just puts people off. If you're trying to make bridges,
Not trying to make it.
it's not a great start.
Want to see the whole
Kind of
world
wipe off
burn.
more blood from my face. Yeah. hmm
You always have a choice. And I know you've made yours,
Don't try to redeem.
but don't.
You wouldn't be the first. Won't be the last.
I'm sure.
I've done too many things. I'm ever be Dark Priestess.
Yeah. You are. And what matters is what you do going forward. That's anything
That's what you're gonna tell Piotr.
we've learned.
It doesn't matter that Piotr took a woman's life. All that matters is that he does good going forward. It doesn't matter that he cost this woman her future and any good that she ever could have done. He's not going to suffer and pay for that. It doesn't matter. What your past does matter. What you've done does matter. I think you should maybe keep that a little bit more in mind when you're dealing with your companion.
All I'm saying is don't let your past hold you back. Thank you for your gifts and for the heads up on the plot against the Archmatriarch.
Certainly. Good luck. That. What's the,
Cor Vit, that was adorable to say. I don't know whether you meant it, but at least now she thinks that you are stupider than you are.
Thanks. No, It was... Yeah, I'm stupid. You're right.
Oh, you have a heart. She does not. And now she knows it. She probably did already. She will underestimate you.
Thanks, Shalanya.
She thinks it's stupid to have a heart.
Past does matter. I know that. But it doesn't matter what we do going forward. How we look forward. If all I thought about was that day in the monastery, I couldn't do anything. But it's also not something I should forget altogether.
The past lives, even if we don't always look it in the face.
The past is what pushes us to change our present and future.
Here, I turned to Jelania, like, hey, let me help with that. And I use healing light on you, if it's okay. Before I touch you, can I? You look like you're hurting.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And you get 17 hit points back. And I wipe away, try to pull out some rag or anything, wipe away any of the extra blood that's on you. Let's get out of here. Places gives me the creeps.
Is there anything, Galena, that you want to do before you all pack up and leave?
She's just shaking her head. Yeah, it's turned all of you really philosophical. It's really quite interesting, though. Personally, I'm glad that she just owns what she is instead of trying to justify it. It'll make all of this a lot easier.
Oh, Galena, you are the best.
But I find it really adorable that you all are very philosophical about the past and how the present matters. And after all of everything that you all have gone through, just keep hanging on to that thought. But it's okay to just let her be the evil person she is.
Wow, when I'm being condescended to by Galena, I don't mind it as much as with her.
Oh, you put
But
it so
you're
nice
the one with
you.
us instead of her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I being condescending? I don't have a lot of friends. The ones I made in school were human and halflings. They're all dead now. And Luchik, he's a face squirrel. He just gives me a look and then wanders off.
Not much feedback there.
No. Or maybe he doesn't care by now. He's been with me for 200 years, so.
Well, we are your friends now, even if it only lasts until we die.
Which
The other-
hopefully is not going to happen.
Amazing thing about you three, you make friends so easily.
Hey, Jelania, did you hear that? You make friends so easily.
We make
Yeah, it only took
connections.
2 weeks and a lot of near-death experiences and being forced into that. Plus the fact that we're blood-related. Yeah, it was very easy.
Blood related by like what, 10,000 years, something like that.
1,000.
I don't know.
Barely any relation.
Should I tell Vitaly? And I kind of look down at the ring of sending out, like, should I tell him anything?
I would prefer
I should
you
have
not
something.
tell anybody that I'm a descendant of Morpheus at this point. I don't think it'll go over well, considering how well you three have taken it.
I just mean, I haven't talked to him in like a month and a half.
You should talk to him, at least just check in. Let's get back and you do that.
I don't
Oh,
even
please.
know what I would say.
Hi is
There.
a good start.
Tell him you've been on an island vacation for a little while.
Maybe should wait until we get back so that she doesn't listen in on everything. Don't even know if it would work.
I still don't
I'd rather
understand
it not be a three-way call.
why her listening bothers you. You already know that the Saints and a Fey Lord are also listening, and at this point we have no privacy anyway.
I don't like them listening either.
It's just you kind of get used to certain annoyances, and then when a new one presents itself, that's what occupies your attention, I
And
guess.
if you get used to the bars of a cage, then you're no longer rebellious captive, you are a tame bird. Rather not be conquered by people who barely even had to try.
All right. Board the ship, and it sets sail across the sea, and it takes you a few hours, and you pull back into the docks of Strava. Yeah, no one's waiting for you at the docks. Looks like it's probably getting close to noon at this point.
All right.
Okay, now I'll do it. I take Ring of Sending, and I'll cast Sending to Vitaly and just be like, sorry, it's been a while. I'm alive in Ostrava. Things are very complicated. We are not safe. Really? When are we ever? How are you?
25. Nice.
There's no response immediately.
Anything?
What is the next set of plans?
As we get off the ship, I've been avoiding Tian like the plague. But I stop on the docks and kind of wait for Tian, Iona, and Rayla to join or get off as well.
So they get off. And, Tian's eyes have gone back to their normal color, or what you recognize as the normal color. Brown, they were before, and he's clearly using whatever magic he was using before to disguise himself. He's using it once again. Yeah, they get off, and Rayla and Iona approach you and says, "Well, Cor Vit, what do you want us to do now? Heard the Dark Priestess. They're not important."
You guys are important to me. Always will be. Can you wait for me for a moment? I want to talk to Tian alone.
Sure.
Thanks.
Over here. He puts a arm around Rayla and Rayla to the side. Rayla just kind of looks over her shoulder and is just staring at you. But it's you and
Give him a
Tian.
nod. Tian, I
Don't chastise me, Cor Vit. Know that you don't approve of what I've done.
thank you. Listen to me. Thank you for saving them and saving yourself. I get that. Of that, I don't have an issue. I'm sad that it had to be this way. Frustrated I couldn't prevent it. The thing I won't understand, I can't understand it, is just how your outlook on life has changed. All your principles have altered. The things you stood for are different. I understand if you were in this situation and did it to save yourself and the others. But changing your principles, I don't understand.
But
Because
what I believe in hasn't changed. I believe there's good in the world, and I really do believe that the world is worth saving. I just don't see any way to save it. Destroy it.
And destroying it is not saving.
You know.
You're the one that taught me that life is sacred. That people, that if I have this responsibility, great responsibility, great power, this ability to influence so many lives, I should use it to help and protect and serve others. How is destroying doing that?
I don't intend to actually participate in the destruction. I know what I've done and I know where I'm at. I don't intend living much longer. Why I take on the most difficult assignments that the Dark Priestess can hand me. Days that I will hoping, every day that I go out there, hoping that my blade will find its way to my... I'm really sorry, Cor Vit. It was either die and let them die, or do this. And I wouldn't change what I've chosen.
Now that sounds like you. That conviction.
It's difficult on that island. Think of other things. Didn't get to experience it because you're only there for a short time, but the longer you're there, the more she chants you. Words slither their way into your mind. She's not human, Cor. She's not mortal.
I know. She turned off my dragon's touch blessings.
That to me too when I first met her. To prove who she was. Cor Vit, I can't change what I've done. I can just make sure that what I have done, I can make sure I pay for it. Make sure that I make something of it. I don't intend to live to see the end of this war with Uxthav. And if I do... No. If I do live to see the end of it, say I won't live to see it. I just hope that you can forgive me and understand why I did what I did. Better that I lose my life than they lose theirs. Despite what the Dark Priestess says, they have so much they can do.
I know. And of that I am grateful that she is overlooking them for now.
You may all act all high and mighty, but it's like she kept telling you. She's powerful, not omniscient. She just doesn't... If you don't fit into her plans, she doesn't have a use for you. And even if you do, you're expendable. Remember that.
Kept reminding us, so I think we'll forget anytime soon. Where are you off to?
Dark Priestess has an assignment. I'm supposed to head to Vinhelm and get some things prepared for you before you arrive. Do some digging, see what I can find out about the sacrifice of flesh. Captain, when you finish with this wedding, Captain Leodov will take you down to Vinhelm.
Wedding of all the things.
We need to find some joy and happiness in the darkness. Can't just because we live in a miserable world doesn't mean we can't continue to find peace and joy there.
See, there's the Tian that I grew up with.
I haven't changed.
You sound like, actually, you sound more like Iona right now.
Where do you think Iona got it from?
So, yeah, right. Well, thanks again for keeping them safe.
Take care of them. I don't want what I've become to be nothing, be for nothing.
See you later.
Yeah. With that, he turns and grabs.
I turn back and walk over to Rayla and Iona. And I pull them both in for a hug.
They both hug you.
Just whisper, I am so sorry for what you've been through. And I am so happy and grateful you guys are okay. And I can't imagine what being on that island for so long must have been for you, what it's done.
It's like the Dark Priestess told you. Time doesn't work quite the same way on the island. It might have seemed like a long time out there, but it wasn't necessarily as long for us. Glad you're safe.
I know there's so much that we should talk about or even catch up, but we have so much to do. Will you both help me? Help us?
Not even a question. Of course I will. I'm by your side. I've been by your side since you were little.
I know.
If I'm gonna die, it'll probably be by your side too.
Let's
Great.
try not to do that. But if it came to that, I wouldn't rather die. No one else I'd rather die by.
Rayla doesn't look so certain as... Iona. Rayla actually kind of looked hesitant.
And what's going on in your head?
Can we talk alone?
Yeah. We'll talk after in a moment.
Of course. It's you and Rayla. She looks at you. What do I mean for you, Cor Vit? A few months ago, I would have been certain that we would have had something together. But now... I was gone, Cor Vit, for months, and you didn't even come looking for me. Don't think that I haven't seen the way that you look at Melania.
You're right to be upset with me. I should have been searching for you so much harder. I don't have an excuse. The past few months seem like things just happen so fast. All of the sacrifices, all of the fighting. But you were never far from my mind, from my thoughts. And you're as astute as ever, you're probably right. There's a little bit of something, feelings, I don't know, going on. But I don't know where that would go.
I don't know if I can stay by your side if you don't feel the same way that I feel about you. I just dreamed that one day you would show up on that island in a mighty ship to come sweep me off my feet, take me away. Never did, and I know that the world moved on while I was here, but all it took was you getting whisked away to a valley with magical fog to forget how I felt about you. How I feel about you. I'll stick around for the wedding, but after that, I don't know. I need to find my own way and have my own sense of discovery.
Your own sense of purpose.
I need to figure out who I am outside of my feelings. And I can't do that when I'm here with you and constantly reminded of them.
I understand. You have always been there. You and Iona and Tian. And I think I took it for granted far too much. But I do want you to find fulfillment. Whatever that might be. If you can if you want to go journey on an adventure or go just find peace and quiet away from all what's going on, I would not blame you at all. But please know I always have cared about you. And whatever you think is right, what you want to do, I will support you 100%. And if you have any favors, anything you need from me, I give anything I can.
Don't pursue her. It won't end well for you. Even I can see that she's so broken that you just have the desire to fix things and make everything better, that I don't think you're the one to fix her. And I don't want to see you get hurt because you take on a project that can't come.
I do like fixing things, making things better. But as I've been on this journey, I think there are times when I'm the one that needs fixing. And I am trying to keep that in mind. What I can do to be a more whole person. To find out who I am. Not just a noble, not just an Aesimer, but who I am, Cor Vit.
I hope
And
that you find that one.
thank you. Well, if you want, there's always a space for you at the manor, but wherever you feel comfortable being until the wedding, you do that.
I mean, I'll stick around until the wedding's over. I mean,
Would you... I have one thing to ask of you. And it's about the Archmatriarch and what's going on with her. Would you reach out to any of your contacts from that you know in town? Anyone that you went to school with or people you know, and see if there's anything you could find out about that?
I'll see what I can find, but I don't make any promises. I'm not very familiar with the people here in Ostrava.
Okay, that's okay. I just know you and maybe, Piotr know some other people from the School of Sorcery. Might have connections, so that's... Thank you. Other than that, I won't bug you. Whatever you need. I won't bug you.
The only thing I ask is you don't go after her. I don't want to see you hurt. May not be with me, but I'd rather you be happy than miserable for the rest of your life.
I'll keep that in mind.
That she turns off and walks toward Tia and Iona. Hey, everyone else, do you have anything that you want to be doing while Cor Vit's having these deep emotional conversations, or are you just kind of standing there twiddling your thumbs?
Gotta find out what day it is.
Okay.
How much time do we have between now and the wedding?
Well, it is. You have about 3 days before the wedding.
Oh. We need to go find Tatiana and Antoine. Be like, sorry we were gone.
Yeah.
Hey, it's us again.
You're gonna go back to the manor, or are you gonna go check at the chapel or cathedral, or where are you checking first?
Eeny, meeny, miny, cathedral.
That's where we left him, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you make your way to the cathedral through the streets. You arrive and you head towards the barracks where they had been staying. They are not there.
We asked somebody where'd they go.
That northern paladin and that noble lady that who got dropped off here about a week and a half ago? Yeah, they waited till the end of the day and then they went back to their manor. And they needed the space for the paladins to sleep.
Ah, dang it.
Okay, let's go.
Up there. Alive.
You return to the manor, and as you do, the guards bow, you approach, and look at you. Yeah, Lord Cor Vit, welcome back. Trust that your business outside the city was successful?
You might call it that. As successful as maybe we were hoping. So, yes. Thanks for asking.
Your father will be pleased. When he was quite saddened that when Lady Tatiana and that paladin Antivin reported that you had left the city for some time to go take care of some business. But glad that you're back.
Thank you.
Just in time for the wedding.
Yes.
Alright.
Very excited for it. And for our two guests that you just mentioned, do they happen to be staying here as well?
Antivin and Tatiana?
Yes.
I mean, Tatiana is
My sister,
your
yeah.
sister. Yes, Antivin remained in the room that that had been assigned to him. Yes.
Okay. And Tatiana's here?
Yes, they're here.
Wonderful.
Wouldn't they be?
Thank you. I was wondering if she's out and about or staying, or if she's here right now. I'd love to see her.
She was a little ill when she came back, a few weeks ago, but it's recovered for the most part. But Paladin has been taking very good care of her.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Can't tell if that was a legitimate awesome or a great.
Exactly
Paladins are good
that.
at healing disease, right? That's like their whole thing. Like that first ability they get at level 2 that's like, great.
Mm-hmm.
No more common cold.
Okay. Are you guys going into the manor then?
Yeah, I gotta go find our peeps.
Doesn't take you very long. It's actually getting, about lunchtime, so you're actually everyone's probably gathering around in the dining hall for a midday meal. You arrive and your father looks up as you're in Conrad. The wayward son returns. It's pleasure to finally have you back. You've been on for months. You disappear for a week and a half, and now you're back again. Tell me, where did you go? Was your business venture successful?
You might say successful. I don't know. It was all a blur, but I will say I am glad to be back for the wedding. Anya, how excited are you? Is
Arkady?
Arkady. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Arkady in town?
He is.
Is he back?
He stopped by yesterday, in fact, to try to come check on you and make sure that his best man hadn't run away. Now you're supposed to prevent him from running away, not the other way around.
Yes, I am. And I must be off to some of those duties. So.
Certainly, there is meals. Lunch here if you're hungry. But of course, take care of whatever business you need to.
Awesome. So I will grab a little bit of food, and then is Tatiana also here at the table?
Tatiana is at the table.
Is
In that
Antivin
case,
there? Is Antivin also here?
Yes, Antivin is at the table, and he has a huge look of relief across his face. He looks very relieved, put it mildly.
We're in a room full of people.
yeah.
So I'm just gonna make eye contact, grab a sandwich. I'm gonna go to my room. Maybe he'll come talk to me.
And Antivin is going to stand up from the table and look at people and excuse me. I follow you.
Need to find somewhere private to talk and tell him things.
Room is as good a place as any.
Yeah.
You
Sketch.
arrive at your room, and he just pulls you into a very tight hug, almost knocking your food out of your hands. And he says, "I've been so worried about you. Where have you been?"
It's something odd with the time there. We were only there for one night. For us.
Gone for a week and a half.
Yeah.
Thought you were dead.
That's what she said would happen. No.
Tatiana came up with the idea to sell a fake business trip, but I wasn't sure you were
I mean,
ever
to some
coming
degree,
back.
that's what it was. Networking.
How did it go?
I mean, she basically owns us. She has controlled our lives for years, some of us for centuries. She wants what she wants, and if we don't help her out, then she'll replace us and hurt us on the way out.
Place you. Pulls you into a tighter hug. I don't know what to say.
There's nothing really that can be said, that can be done other than to accept it or reject it.
No,
To become nothing again.
I'm gonna find a way. I'm not gonna let her own you. Ridiculous. I'm gonna find someone to do something. Get
Like
you
what?
free. I don't know, but I promise you that I'll find something. There has to be some way.
Only temporary.
No. Has to be a permanent way. I'll do whatever is necessary.
No,
Yes.
what I'm saying is she only needs us for a little while. After that, she understands that we're not going to be under her thumb forever.
I don't want you to be under her thumb at all. She's the Dark Priestess, Shalon, yet she wants to destroy this world.
She's not the only one. There's more than just Morpheus out there. There's a greater, more ravenous being that is being awoken. These sacrifices, they're not waking up Morpheus, they're waking up this other thing. That's what she wants us to stop. She wants us to continue down the path we are already on. There's just someone else in the cage.
She couldn't have just sent you a letter telling you that. She had to pull you onto into a way. Did it make you disappear for a week and a half?
Antoine, if you were going to hire someone to do something critically important, would you do it over a letter?
I have a point, I guess, but just don't. We just got started with this. Me and you, and being here in the city has made it, difficult. And, like Adina's gonna be here next week, in a few days for this wedding, and just being gone and not knowing where you were. I feel like I just found you again, and I felt like I lost you. Right, as quickly as I had found you. The thought of going through and marrying that woman was not a pleasant thought to have for a week and a half.
So if I was gone, you would just go back to her?
No, probably not, actually. I don't think I could do it at this point. Not after knowing someone who actually cares. Just strokes a hand through her hair and looks at you. Don't ever leave me behind again, alright?
Antoine, I can't promise that. I won't. There's much more at stake here than even we possibly realize.
Then at least promise you'll always come back.
Can't promise that either. I already told you I don't expect to survive this.
I don't intend to let you die. Right.
So then you're not in control. None of us are. Not even close.
I think that we are our own fates. I think we just... I will find some way to get you back in control of your own life. Don't let you be bound to either heaven or hell. If you decide you want to go to live in the Fey world when you die, I'll find a way. Just can't. I can't lose you again.
Where do you want to go when you die?
Wherever you go. Particularly since you seem to be convinced you're dying before me.
I don't think you'll want to go to the same place I will.
Let's not think about that right now. Just enjoy the fact that you're back.
It's red, by the way.
What?
My favorite color. Red.
Good color.
It's, you know, those moments of fear, those moments of rage, of passion, of any strong feeling that makes you feel like you're alive. It's all red. It's all fueled by your blood. Red.
It's a good color. Well. And with that, he gives you a kiss. Let's go, and should probably get back to the public before I start to get suspicious. I'll let you know that I have missed you. Glad that you found a favorite color. Even if it was because of something I'd rather you didn't go through. Piotr, Galina, what are you doing now that you're back in the manor?
Good question.
Say it was lunchtime.
It's lunchtime.
She's eating lunch.
Yeah, I guess that. Well, so Piotr is going to get, I guess, just kind of like a excuse me, a sandwich or something, and just kind of walk the grounds.
You're gonna leave Galina behind?
Oh, freak.
Are you going to suggest she get a sandwich and go with you? Or are you just going to walk off without talking to her?
Yeah, well, no, that's a bad idea because I don't like migraines. Yes, that's the plan. So Piotr grabs a sandwich and goes, "Hey, Galena, I was gonna go for a walk outside. If you want to come with."
Looks at the food. Sighs. Okay.
I mean,
She grabs
I
a
mean,
sandwich.
only if you
No,
want
no,
to.
we
I
need to
can.
talk. We need to talk. It's better outside. There's a bunch of people around here.
Okay. Yeah. All right. The deal. What did you? Oh, let's go outside.
You.
I know you like to talk in front of everybody about our private personal business, but
Yeah, I need to get better about that.
then once we're outside and away from everybody. So, we're leaving shortly after the wedding, yes?
Yes, the next day, if I recall correctly.
We should go back to the School of Sorcery and look up everything we can find on Fey curses and how to remove them.
That's actually a great plan, and I can't believe I hadn't thought of it myself.
I was gonna do that the first time we went, but I got distracted by all the spells for sale.
Yeah, I mean, if you're anything like me, the dopamine hit from buying new things is pretty hard to resist.
Because they totally know what dopamine is.
It's just dope.
I don't know about buying new things, but I really like new spells. This time we
New-
should stay focused on removing the curse, since you've made it abundantly clear how much you don't like having to stay in my presence.
It's not that I don't like staying in your presence. It's that I feel imposed upon you, if that makes sense.
No. Maybe I should take some lessons from Jelania. I'll try to talk to her about it. Every male in her presence seems to want to stay there, so.
My charisma is not that high. I don't understand it.
Hold on a second. That caught me off guard. And are you saying that you like being in my presence?
What do you mean by the word like? I don't find you distasteful. You haven't tried to push me off a balcony yet.
And I plan on avoiding any such attempts. I don't know. You seem. I mean, look. I get that I project towards you, at least, a certain unwillingness or lack of a desire to be around you, and it's just I just feel uncomfortable. I feel that given like the way that our relationship, friendship, whatever you want to call it, acquaintanceship formed is kind of unnatural, and so I'm not sure how to approach you sometimes.
It's due to a fake curse and apparently dragon god blood?
Yeah, I'd say that's
So-
pretty unnatural. But it's not that I dislike you or your company.
Well, good. I don't dislike you either. Yet. But if I have to listen to you one more time say how awful it is that people think we might be together, I might start to dislike you, so let's get this curse removed so you can feel comfortable.
Deal. And yeah, sorry about the confusion.
What confusion? You were being pretty obvious that you did dislike me.
No, I see, that's my point. I don't dislike you. It's like, have you ever felt like there was somebody in your life that you felt was like forced to be around you or be your friend or something like that?
No.
Oh, well, that's what I'm experiencing.
People
With
at
you.
school that didn't like me stayed away from me.
What was there ever like a project or assignment that you had to work that you were assigned to work with somebody who didn't like you or maybe who you didn't like?
Well, the projects and assignments usually didn't last more than a week or two, and I got good grades, so nobody really minded being put in the same group with me.
Was there somebody that you didn't want to be in the same group as?
Well, yes, but like I said, the assignment would only last a week or two.
But do you know that feeling of just like not wanting to be around somebody, but because of the circumstances you have to be? That's what I'm assuming that I'm causing in you, if that makes sense.
Not until you started protesting how awful I was. Piotr, I've lived with only my mother and my squirrel familiar for 200 years. One of the reasons I left was because I was getting lonely.
I'm sorry if I've contributed to that.
Well, you certainly didn't help. Doesn't matter though, I didn't expect us to be instant friends. I still don't understand why the three of you are instant friends. You've only been together for 3 months.
To be fair, it wasn't instantaneous. I feel like I took a while to warm up to them as well.
I'll keep that in mind, but I still think we should try and remove the curse.
I agree. Absolutely. Friends or not, the curse needs to go.
Can I get a perception check?
Crap.
From both of us?
That is so scary. Oh my gosh.
What is that sound?
I rolled an 8. Well, I rolled a 4, but then I get to make it an 8.
$12.
Carry on.
No!
Liam Neeson is under the bench near you right now, just watching.
I hope I have made myself understood, although I don't think I did. I understand that you feel that I feel burdened by your presence, and that's not true. And I apologize for projecting that.
Apology accepted. We still have half the day left. Would you like to go to the school now?
Sure.
What's your AC, Piotr?
Yeah, unless I die. 12.
You take 14 points of piercing damage. I need a Constitution saving throw.
How much? Sorry.
14. Constitution saving throw.
Patrick, this was supposed to be the emotional feel good and cry episode. What are you doing?
Yeah, he was about to kill Piotr.
14 won't kill you. 14 won't kill you. It should be fine. Yeah, you're fine.
Well, yeah, that one won't kill me.
We're
Can you
such a
change
squishy
music
party,
really
guys.
fast?
This 14's so bad still.
What am I rolling again?
Constitution saving throw.
A 15.
All right. You feel a prick in the back of your neck. Pull out a little dart and feel yourself getting a little sleepy, but you don't quite fall asleep.
Hey, did you?
Galena, what's your AC, Galena?
Oh, crap.
Well,
All right, well,
Oh,
you get to take 8 points of piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Where are you guys? Are you in the house still?
No, they're
They're outside.
outside.
walking the
Around
grounds.
the grounds, but still like in the property? Where there's like guards and stuff?
There's no guards around them right now.
13.
Galena, you feel a prick in the back of your neck. And you're an elf. I guess it's not magical sleep. You start to fall asleep. It's not magical. And you
Piotr
fall asleep on the ground.
goes to catch her as she falls and cries out, "Help! Help! Help!" Can I roll another perception check?
Go for it.
Okay, mute.
This isn't intense enough.
I know who it is, but I'm asleep.
6.
Okay. You look around. You don't see any guards or anyone. And then you hear a voice from behind you say, "I'll help you." You turn around and you just get punched in the face. All unconscious. And with that, we'll be back in 2 weeks, guys.
Oh!
Another kidnapping!
Everyone's been kidnapped except for me at this
Except for
point.
you.
I'm gonna be like, give me a few episodes, it'll happen.
But yeah, thank you very much for coming out to the episode tonight. We will be back as normal in 2 weeks. So that is August. Not August. Oh my gosh. That'll be October 7th. On September 29th, so next Wednesday, we will have our Rehash the Rolls session, where what you do is you ask questions of the players. We'll let you know as soon as we know who the guests will be. Lydia has put in the link in the chat that you can fill out. She is attempting to put in the link in the chat to fill out
to remember what it is.
Yeah, to fill out. That's our Google sheet. You just click on it. You fill out that Google form, and you can ask the questions. We'll let you know who the guests are going to be. Even if you have questions for people who aren't the guests, they'll stay on the docket, and when they come up into the next rehash, you can ask them there. Again, thanks everyone for coming out. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
See ya. Oh.
Music though. Love it.
I was sending messages back and forth with Duz because he was really like hit by some stuff at the end, and he was like, "Oh, Patrick's, oh, they can hear us."